Hey, this is Aiden from Provincial Credit Union, and I'm joined today by real estate agent Shane McGuigan with Island Homes PEI Real Estate to chat about the home buyer's journey through the lens of a realtor. So Shane, thanks for taking time to chat today.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so first question really, what is the benefit of working with a realtor within the home buying process?
The biggest benefit for first-time home buyers for working with a realtor is realtors actually sit down and explain the process. I find first-time home buyers are pretty green to the concept, right? It's a major purchase, that first home, right? So a realtor will explain the process to you, guide you through the process, and have a strategy for the process, because it's a big financial decision you're making here, right? First-time home buyer. So.
And you mentioned strategy right there. I think that's a key word. Walk us through that process of making an offer on a home, because there's obviously some strategy behind that.
Yeah. So the first thing is you view the property, right? And then sometimes with a first-time home buyer, you might be going back the second and third time before you write an offer, right? So first thing you do is view the property, walk around the outside of the property, get a good feel for it. And once they're comfortable making an offer, you explain the process to them, you go through the paperwork, then you proceed with writing the offer. And then there's strategy, right? Price, deposit, timelines. If they're keen buyers and want to move in really quick, like a 30-day close, we can do that. Usually it's 30 to 60 days to close. Once the offer is signed, we send the offer through to the selling agent. Three things can happen. We either get accepted, rejected, or countered. And we're hoping we accept it, it's great. Countered, well, then we're in negotiations. Once we get that offer in and get it accepted, then we do our due diligence phase. And once the due diligence phase is completed, then we're on to the lawyers. And then the lawyers take it from there. And on the final day of closing, we do our final walkthrough the morning of to make sure the house is in the same condition it was when we first viewed it. And if it is, then we send a note to the lawyers, we're good to close. And then we're off to the races.
What are some of the things that a buyer should look for when doing a home viewing?
The best thing for a first-time home buyer during their first viewing is to walk around the house. So what we're looking for is the grading of the property, make sure the water flows away from the property. Structural is the next biggest thing, right? Because what we want to look at is there anything that could come up after we purchase the house or own the house that could cost us additional money that we're not prepared for? Big ticket items, furnace, electrical panels, sump pumps. Buying the house is the easy part. It's what cost could come after you buy the house that brings your dollar value up, right? So surprises are not the best, right? So once we walk in, we make sure the flow of the house works for them. I remember when I built my first house was that we had 2 bedrooms upstairs and we had 3 kids. So someone was living downstairs, right? Which isn't the best scenario. So you make sure it works for people, right? It's got to work for their flow for not just the first year, but up to 5 years.
So Shane, what's one piece of advice that you would give to anybody purchasing their first home?
The biggest piece of advice I can give to anybody buying their first home is get pre-approved, right? Know your limits. The pre-approval stage is probably the most important, because if you're approved for, say, $400,000, don't start looking at $500,000 homes. You're just setting yourself up for failure, right? So biggest thing is know your budget and know what you're looking for. Your wants and your needs are 2 different things, right? So you want 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, right? That's a need, right? Or a want, should say. The pool, that's a want, right? That's a big want. So just the basics, right? 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. Determine what you need and then move on from there.
Shane, that's amazing advice. Thank you so much for doing this.
Oh, it's been a pleasure. Thanks very much.
Thanks very much. If you have any questions about any part of the home buyer's journey, we're here to help you at Provincial Credit Union. You can contact any one of our staff. Our financial services officers are here to help at any time. As well, you can also check out our Knowledge Center on our website, www.provincialcu.com, for much more advice.